Tonight on Newsbeat.
The Democrats shut down the government out of fear.
I think you're seeing more and more Republicans who understand that they're playing a losing hand.
The government shutdown becomes the longest in history. The death toll rises after a fiery plane crash in Kentucky, and how the Unity Field shutdown is affecting students. All that and more, Newsbeat starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Wednesday Newsbeat. I'm Jaden Cotton.
And I'm Morgan Charles. Welcome in. As of today, the federal government shutdown has entered its 36th day, making it the longest shutdown in history.
The shutdown began on October 1st due to a dispute over passing funding bills for tax credits connected to the Affordable Care Act. The previous record was set in 2018 and it lasted 35 days. Due to the shutdown, it has led to widespread closures of federal agencies and furloughs for hundreds of thousands of government employees. These closures have caused delays to SNAP benefits as well as causing air traffic delays around the country. Lawmakers and members of both parties continue to make negotiations in hopes of reaching an agreement to reopening the government.
Listen, I'm not a voter in those states, but here's what I do know is the shutdown needs to end. And in my state, I can just tell you, it is really hurting real people. This is why I've offered a bill to pay those SNAP benefits, because people need the assistance, 42 million people. I mean, this is becoming a humanitarian crisis, and I think we have got to end this ASAP.
This is the third shutdown under President Trump and the fourth government shutdown since the year 2000. Kentucky governor has declared a state of emergency following a deadly crash at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport.
A UPS freight plane went down shortly after takeoff Tuesday evening, killing at least 9 people. That number is expected to rise. Leigh Waldman has the latest.
Graphic video shows the moment the MD-11 transport aircraft operated by UPS erupted into flames as it slammed into an industrial area around the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport, leaving multiple people dead.
Again, we expect that number will continue to rise.
Crews still pouring water on the scene Wednesday as first responders scour the charred wreckage for potential victims.
The search and rescue mission went through the night, has been able to intensify today, so hopefully it won't grow by much.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says despite the massive damage, it could have been much worse.
But let me tell you, this plane barely missed a restaurant bar. It was very close to a very large Ford plant with hundreds, if not 1,000+ workers.
A team from the NTSB set to arrive Wednesday to investigate the crash. Officials asking residents to report any debris as it could help provide clues to the cause of the crash. UPS has deep ties to Louisville. Worldport, the company's massive shipping hub at the airport, has halted operations. The company says more than 20,000 employees handle 300 flights per day and sort more than 400,000 packages per hour.
This is a tragedy for the victims that we've lost. It's a horrible event for everyone that's part of the UPS family and our entire city.
In Louisville, I'm Lee.
Passenger flights to and from Louisville have resumed. They're hampered by a major backlog of delayed flights from Tuesday night, and only one runway is currently open. What was once a live tailgating spot on campus is now behind fences. The closing of Unity Field left many questioning LSU and its inclusion on campus.
Catherine Sherritt takes us a deeper look into the larger conversation sparked by this closure.
Unity Field, a community tailgating space, especially for people of color, has now been left empty after a homecoming game due to safety reasons.
After reported shootings occurred near LSU campus during the homecoming matchup against South Carolina, interim President Matt Lee issued an order to close down Unity Field. However, this order upset a lot of students who feel as though this closure was racially motivated. The shootings occurred on Dalrymple Drive and Highland Road, about half a mile away from Unity Field.
And it was closer to the parade grounds than Unity Field. But they made no statement. They said nothing. And I think the silence kind of drove me to want to make a statement, especially because Instagram is our generation's first go-to, what are we looking at? And LSU themselves said nothing.
Brooklyn Thornton, a junior at LSU, was one of the first to post a statement regarding Unity Field on her Instagram. She spoke on the significance of this place to Black culture at LSU.
Like, if you go and you look, like, each bench on the field represents a Greek organization. And it's like, okay, this means something to somebody. So why are we going to try to take this away and not protect it?
LSU's Black Student Union, one of the largest organizations on campus, also published a statement sharing their disappointment in LSU faculty.
This is a place where we can freely express ourselves without being judged, and now that this place is closed, it kind of makes us feel like, well, if we can't tailgate here, if we're not, our voices aren't being appreciated during the decision-making process, then how does it come to terms whenever it's time for us to speak on other topics that we have concerns with?
Students took it upon themselves to post and reminisce their time spent on Unity Field on social media.
This large space here is where the Black Student Union will host their annual Family Weekend tailgate. Just imagine a big white tent stretching this way. We will have lots of food, family fun, music, and treats.
LSU went the completely wrong way. Like, y'all are supposed to care and try to protect these spaces, and just completely dismissing it and throwing it away and taking it away and trying to keep it that way is just, I feel like something needs to be said.
With these public opinions, emphasis on safety, and new LSU presidential election, questions remain about whether Unity Field will reopen soon, and if so, what new precautions will follow. For Tiger TV, I'm Catherine Sherritt.
Unity Field represents community and culture on campus. Students are hoping that these leadership changes will bring unity back to LSU. And next at 5, the beautiful Baton Rouge sky over South Stadium Drive means one thing: we're talking hoops. We've got the latest on LSU basketball and the New Orleans Pelicans right after this.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
While Tiger women's basketball picked up a big win last night, men's basketball is looking to do the same. Cassidy Taylor is outside the PMAC to get us ready for the tip-off. Cassidy.
Thanks, Jaden. Now, the Tigers are set to tip off against the Tarleton State Texans, but before we get to that, let's take a look at what to expect from both sides. Now, this season marks a fresh start for LSU, coming in with a completely new and revamped roster, minus the 2 returners. Tiger fans are eager to see how this new team will come together. Earlier this week, Coach McMahon described his squad as selfless, high-charactered, and proven winners, emphasizing the chemistry and leadership within the team despite recent roster changes. The Tigers enter tonight's contest coming off of a 75-68 exhibition win over UCF, where they showed off their team chemistry and balance on both sides of the floor. On the other side, Tarleton State is looking to rebound after dropping their season opener to SMU. Now, the Texans are a resilient, physical team looking to challenge LSU early on, spoiling the hopes of their home debut. Now, we can expect some early jitters from LSU, but if they can maintain the tempo and control both sides of the ball, they should come out of this home opener on top. And for those of you who can't make it into the PMAC tonight, you can find the Tigers on SEC Network Plus at 7 p.m. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Cassidy. Speaking of teams looking for their first win, the New Orleans Pelicans looked to stop their worst start in franchise history last night against the Charlotte Hornets.
It would be one of the Pelicans' veterans stepping up for the first time this season. It was back and forth between Charlotte and New Orleans all night, but Jose Alvarado, whose minutes have been reduced to start the year, stepped up big time to deliver the Pels their first win of the year. Alvarado would drop 18 points and 6 assists, adding in a couple signature Jose steals as well. Big win for the Pels as they alleviate some of the pressure they faced so far this year.
You know, those guys, they stuck together, they played together. They continue to have faith in each other. We've been working, and it was good to carve out this win, much needed win on our home floor.
The Pels were one of 2 winless teams in the NBA alongside the Brooklyn Nets, and Willie Green's squad is back in action tonight against the Dallas Mavericks. Next at 5, one little-known disease fighting for awareness all over Louisiana. We'll talk to the woman spearheading the cause.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
Dysautonomia is a condition that affects the proper function of the autonomic nervous system, and it affects more than 70 million people worldwide. The organization Dysautonomia Louisiana met with officials at the state capitol a few weeks ago to conclude their 10-year campaign of raising awareness in all 64 parishes. Reporter Chance Anderson sat down with founder and president Carmen Gonzalez and Kaylee Redmond, an LSU student dealing with the diagnosis, to talk about what signs to look for and how students get accommodated.
So I assume a lot of college students actually deal with this and they have no clue. Like, what do you say to those students who are worried or who may not understand or they need help?
So the first thing is to recognize the symptoms. Normally you have that dizzy, I'm going to pass out. You got the complete exhaustion, and exhaustion is something that no amount of sleep is ever going to help. You can sleep 14 hours a day and still wake up exhausted. Your body's not resting and repair like it's supposed to. You have digestion issues, you have hypovolemic, constantly dehydrated. Your body doesn't absorb fluids. A lot of people have EDS, which is a collagen issue. Your body doesn't create enough collagen to hold your ligaments together. So when you have students who have a myriad of symptoms, then they need to go find out if it's something to do with the autonomic system. And doctors are not very well educated on it. I think the one thing that we strive in our organization to do is to get into the medical schools and make sure that this is being taught from the college level.
Callie, have you been having an easier time on campus, or are you still like struggling? Has LSU been are you getting your accommodations that you need? Have they been understanding? Have your professors been understanding?
Yes, I definitely say, especially anyone with dysautonomia as well, reach out to disability services. They are amazing. I ride paratransit, so they bring me to and from class. They literally pick me up at the door and drop me off at the door. It's amazing. I have excused absences, which is on my hardest days. I don't like to use it. I'm a biology major, so I don't want to miss class. But on some of my hardest days, I can't get out of bed. So it's perfect. I send that email over. I'm like, I CC my disability, you get a disability coordinator. I CC her on it to make sure that the professors are understanding. If they're not, don't worry. She'll email them and tell them something. So it's really important to utilize that on campus, and LSU has been amazing making sure that we're accommodating that. But another thing is making sure that the disability services understands more as well. Like, what is POTS? What is dysautonomia? So we plan to meet with them too at some point and make sure, give them a book, make sure they understand more and try to learn more about it as well.
The organization has already partnered with schools like Southeastern and Nunez Community College to get accommodations for students suffering with dysautonomia and hope to get into more medical facilities to make sure they stay educated. For more information and resources, you can visit dyslou.org. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight's Newsbeat.
To stay up to date on LSU's news and sports, be sure to follow all of our socials at LSU Tiger TV.
And tune into our shows every Monday through Thursday, live at 5. Until next time, I'm Morgan Charles.
And I'm Jaden Cotton. Have a great night.